All right, hello and welcome to another modern stream. The new set is live, but it's extremely tough to get access to the cards right now. So I'm probably not gonna be able to stream any new cards. Hopefully until tomorrow. But what I wanted to do is we're gonna be playing some Karn. But before we dive right in, I wanted to discuss a little bit of my starting point regarding what I would like to be playing for Ambu. Let me see if I can find. Okay, so this is where I would want to start with my amulet list. I think that three turn Timberman. This card is going to be tough to pronounce. Turn Timber Symbiosis. This is where my starting point is going to be with 3 copies of this card. We're gonna see how that performs. If I like it a lot, and then I'm going to go and play more copies of the card. And if I don't like it that much, then I will cut it. But that's precisely what testing is about. One thing that I do believe about this card is that Azusa, of course, becomes better because it's a target basically for this card. But also, Turn Timber Symbiosis really incentivizes you to play more bounce lands because you want to make sure that you can access it. And also the bounce lands do give you more mana overall. This is, of course, in the abstract, right? Like, I still want to make sure that I test against the blue enchantment card, which the conundrum card. Because once I have some experience against this card, Cersei, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the tier. What's up? Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold, Cersei. Thank you for that. Once I have some testing against that card, maybe things will change, and it will, change. It will. I will have to adapt the way that I build the deck, and maybe bounce is gonna be too bad. Mishra's Masterpiece, thank you so much. With the tier 1 sub, welcome back for the 6 months in a row. New brand, same amulet. Let's go. Yeah, exactly. Gonna be playing some battlements, and I think there was something else I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, no splash. So we're going back to the second copy of Breeding Pool. I'm not gonna be splashing red with this. I think that if you're playing Turn Timber Symbiosis, like splashing red, like something had to give basically, and basically splashing. If you're gonna be playing this card, splashing, it's gonna be a little bit tough in terms of being able to cast your spells in time, particularly against the matchups where you want to be casting those spells, which are the aggressive decks. Where you really need to cast your spells early. The lightning bolt plan that has been proven that it's been working out lately might not work as well anymore. Where we're not able to. No, it's gonna be impossible to get the new cards. Like usually the cards are available after people start drafting the set. And the set was available to draft like an hour ago, or maybe less than that. So there's not enough cards in circulation just yet. But I think by tomorrow, maybe we can get ahead of the cards. Have you thought about the PAX God account option? Yeah, I consider it, but it's not worth it. Like, I'm not interested in playing those events, so. Yeah, we're gonna see it in a second case here, as I'm going over my original approach, where I will start my testing process. Anti-Clantech, for you that are asking about the band, this is a band that I used to have back in the day, so you can check that out there. Have you heard the new fancy Vulture deck? It seems it might be okay. Yeah, I have Doomwake, and that's a great segue. That's like the main reason why I think I want to be doing some testing with Collector Oof. I am very scared of that Belcher deck, because that seems like we have literally no way of interacting with it. So Collector Oof is gonna be my way of interacting with the Belcher deck. I also do expect the Belcher deck to be very popular, because Belcher is like I bought a playset of Belchers yesterday for like 50 cents each, so it's still a very, very cheap card. So Collector Oof is thinking about the Belcher decks and give me an answer to them. Force of Vigor obviously doesn't do it, because usually what they do is they just make 7 mana and they play the Belcher and activate in the same turn. So it's a little bit of a problem there that Force of Vigor doesn't answer. So same with Rex Age, but Collector Oof actually does answer it preemptively. Is Carney good answer directly? Yeah, exactly. That's what we're going to be playing today. but I'm gonna go over this list in a second. I'm going over the where I will start my testing process with these lists. So yeah, I'm also gonna be playing one of Gaia's Blazing, which we also have in this list right here. The reason for this card is, of course, an answer to Mill. I expect Mill to be very, very popular. This means that your opponent needs to surgical your Gaia's Blessing, otherwise they can't mill you out, and by that time maybe you will get some value, so that's very nice. And it's also a hate against some the graveyard decks as well, so you can like shuffle the Thassa's Oracle in response to your opponent unearthing it against Belcher and like random stuff like that. It's not a great card, but it kind of does what it has to do. What's up, Jack? So yeah, this is where I will start with my amulet testing, and then I'm going to take it from there. Then we're gonna go over to Titan Vial. And as I said multiple times already, I want to be doing some testing with Skyclave Apparition. So I cut the second copy of Cursor and I made room for one Skyclave Apparition. I expect this card to overperform. I don't want to call it just yet, but I expect this card to overperform. So I am ready to start cutting other cards, maybe Gargaroth, maybe Thalia, maybe Scavenging Ooze. I'm ready to start cutting some cards for Skyclave Apparition. Also, one thing that I didn't do here is Collector Oof in the sideboard. Also, it's a possibility in case the Belcher decks become very popular. I also made a split between Archon of Emeria and Eidolon of Rhetoric, and of course a second apparition in the sideboard over the third copy of Celestial Purge that I've been playing. So these are going to be my starting points where I will be doing the testing, and then we will, of course, once the metagame adapts and everything, we will make changes accordingly. Reasonable and against Stretch, though. Yeah, I mean, I would bring it in against Stretch. I wouldn't be particularly excited, but... Oh, it's a sorcery. Oh, brutal. Gross. Anyway. Okay, so going back to the list, this is Punt's list. Punt is a genius, so... This is very similar to what we were playing earlier, except we're playing the main deck Bojuki Bog. Yes! Main deck Bojuki Bog. Hell yeah. That's the only real change to the list. Of course, we have the Steerings, Gracers, Explorers, and a Karn. The big change, of course, Karn in the sideboard. Fourth copy of Karn in the board. For those matchups where drawing Karn is very, very important. Of course, those matchups are going to be Ad Nauseam, Belcher, etc. And everything else is pretty much the same with the addition of the Gaia's Blessing that I just discussed and Tormod Script. So... Turbo Script again for similar reasons for the graveyard decks, and Belcher has a kill with Oracle, so being able to play Karn on turn 3 or something and with just 4 mana be able to minus to go get the Turbo Script is it's a very common play pattern. Yeah, feels bad. I totally thought that this was an instant, but it isn't. Makes me so sad. Maybe we should have been playing this card all along. Just turn the mill matchup from a buy for them into a buy for us. It's kind of exciting. So with any bounce land, we have infinite mana. So I'm ready to get got by this. I'm so ready to get got by this keep. Can someone link the Belcher list? Magus. Yeah, the Coco Oracle Informer thing. It's kind of sick, honestly. I don't know if that was Magus's idea, but that's so freaking smart. Wait, what? Did you see that? What happened there? What was that? That's new. Oh yeah, there's also this thing that this is basically illegible. So like all the notation and stuff is now made with like white for whatever reason. Oh my god, so punished. I'm such an idiot. I totally forgot that we're playing Bordos Garrison in this list. Whoops. Been thinking about adding Lantern to the board for Recross the Paths. Yeah, look at this. So legible. I can read it in my screen, but like if you're streaming on a phone, for example, if you're watching on a phone, there's no way that you can read that. Lantern to the board for recross the paths. Recross the paths? Oh, that's the no. Wait, what the hell is that? What is recross the paths? Am I supposed to discard? I think I'm supposed to discard the Dryad here. Just because Azusa nets me more mana. Currently watching on phone, I can't confirm. Yeah, I know, right? It's pretty messed up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing that Magus was doing. Okay, so I think we're just gonna pitch the Azusa here. We're gonna go all in on Karn. Super punished by not playing the forest on one. I honestly just forgot that we were playing Border's Garrison. And I am going to just do this, just develop my mana here. Sure, I'm gonna go get Liquid Metal Coating. It basically forces my opponent to spend their turn attacking my Karn, or unless they have a discard spell, of course. But if they don't have a targeted discard spell, then we're probably gonna take over. Smallpox, really? Are we really playing against Pox? God damn it. 8 rack is kind of a joke. Some people out there living that 8 rack life. So if the coding gets discarded, we still can either get a Grafdigger's Cage to deal with this, or we can Walkie Bee, make a Walking Ballista for 2. Doesn't sound too exciting, honestly. I think I'm gonna be discarding the Karn. Liliana. Yep. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play coding. We're going to play coding. We're going to destroy the Mutavault. So I'm going to kill all my opponent's lands. And then we're going to go from there. So kill there. Kill there. We're just going to discard the Titan, whatever. And then we can use the coding itself to make sure that the Liliana can never ultimate, which is going to be funny. Oh, we just take a turn to like minus on the Karn, and we're at 24. So if we want to never play another spell, we're fine. Like if my opponent plays a rack here or something. Sure. So let's code in the castle. Let's plus. And sure. Let's play this. Donnie with a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for that. Oh wait, I have to fix the... Yeah, everything got resized, so I need to fix the... how everything looks. That's cool, right? There we go. I don't know how my opponent expects to beat these. Okay, so -2 for Walking Ballista. upkeep. So I'm just gonna pink here. I'm just gonna upkeep, activate on Liliana, I think. We are the Ponce now, yeah, I know. This is ridiculous, honestly. More amulets. I'll take that field. I'm just gonna destroy land here, I think. If my opponent wants the minus on the ballista, cool. The ballista then trades with Liliana. Sometimes I feel like they make UI changes for a second. Yeah, I really don't understand. I really don't understand what the point really is, but whatever. Okay, so playing against 8 rack. This is good against the Snare Bridge and stuff. Karn seems insane, so let's bring in Karn. And I guess Beast Within. Ghost Squatter does seem better than something else, maybe? No, not really. I mean, it does answer Mutavault and Castle Locked-Wing. Do you cut all of the amulets or just... Because I don't think I can't... I like to cut all of the amulets. I do agree that very often you're just hitting your land drops. But I think that Summoner's Pact is so bad in this matchup. Just because of Ashiok. Like, Ashiok is such a big part of my opponent's game plan. Karn is insane though, as we just saw. Because he's shaving 2 amulets, maybe play Gracer. Gracer allows me to play around. Going up to 30 lands, I don't mind. Allows me to play around Smallpox. And it also blocks Mutavault pretty nicely. We already talked about that at the beginning of the stream. Rockstar stand. If you're a sub, you can check the VODs, or you can wait until I upload the videos tomorrow. My opponent chooses to go on the play. I'm gonna keep this. I was always under the impression that you're supposed to always go on the draw in this matchup. Start there. I'm not gonna play the Semi-Growth Chamber on 2 because if my opponent has Smallpox, we get super blown out. Another Raven's Crime. Should I copy my own Vesuva? That's kind of funny. I think I should actually. So if my opponent has Liliana exactly this turn, we might be in trouble. And if they don't, we're probably going to win very easily. I guess maybe they have one more turn to find Liliana, but the window is narrowing very quickly. Like if I play a Dryad before they manage to play Liliana, I think that we're gonna win very easily. Oh, they have it here. Brutal. Funny enough, we do not care about Ashiok. doesn't do too much. We're the mono black deck now, yeah. Okay. Well, that discard spell actually kind of sucks there. I'm going to play Vesuva, copy my opponent's Mutavault, because in case they find a Lily, we can pressure it. Bounce lands are pretty solid against the rack deck. How's it going, G-Force? No Liliana, please. Smallpox. We can beat this. Okay, what are we discarding? As I was saying, I kind of don't want to pitch the Vesuva because I'm interested in copying this. Am I pitching T-West here? We could also just pitch Valakut. But Valakut is important because of instant bridge, so I don't think so. I think I'm gonna pitch the Lurrus actually. It might sound weird, but I think it's correct. It's a good one. Again, Liliana is the only thing that actually potentially could be a problem. Am I supposed to attack? They have 0 cards in hand. I think I'm gonna attack. I don't think my opponent's gonna block. So it's just some free 2 damage. But they're gonna start drawing 2 cards a turn, so. Am I playing a new card? No, I couldn't get my hands on any new cards. I guess here they could have Fatal Push, so I'm probably not going to attack. I do feel pretty good about pacting for Dryad here, though. Play this and this. I think I'm gonna bounce here because this plays around Liliana. If my opponent plays Lily, I can activate the Mutavault. Sack it. Matt Maxon with the tier 1 sub. Welcome back from 19 months. Has it really been 19 months? I guess so. I guess it has. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold, my friend. That's a Lily. Well, actually, do I care? If they have push, I get absurdly blown out. Do I lose the game if they have push, though? So they push my Mutavault, I'm forced to sack the Dryad. I lose both. I pay for Pact, I play my land, we cast Titan next turn anyway. Okay, yeah, sure, I guess it's worth the risk. Someone starting out on Legacy, what do you think is better, Esper Vial or Maverick? Do you want something good or do you want something easy? Because I think that Esper Vial is much harder to play than Maverick. But I also think that Esper Vial is a better deck than Maverick. So, yeah. That. 8 rack. Yeah, Esper Vial is very, very, very hard to play. It is probably one of the hardest decks that I played since like OG Amulet, probably. It's incredible how hard Esper Vial is to play. Yeah, I mean it's just a really hard to play deck. That's what it is. One deck to recommend. I mean, I do recommend both decks. I think that Maverick is a lot of fun and it's actually good, but I think that Esper Vial is a better deck. And both decks really are great. Like I personally have played a lot of both decks, and both of them really resonate with me as a player. I'm not honestly that excited about this hand. Like it's okay, but like I'm going to keep this hand on the play 100% of the time, but I don't think it's very good. What the hell with the illegible text, man? Alright, so we're playing against Storm. I mean, if we find a castle, we can try Titan on 3. It's not a castle, though. Pre-draw head amulet times for amulet when you recover the elemental power. Yeah, I mean, it was hard to play. I think that people always overestimated how tough to play amulet really was, but it was definitely harder to play than it is right now. That is just a fact. That's really unfortunate. Anything we can pact for? Not really. We don't have a Karn. Really sucks. Probably just gonna die here anyway. New cards online? No, I don't have them stabs. If only we had Mammoth. If we had Mammoth, we would be pacting for any TV tap land, and then we had to pay for pact on our next turn. I don't think Mammoth really helps. I think I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm just gonna pack it in. I'm going to assume that my opponent knows what they're doing, but I just don't feel like sitting here while my opponent does all that stuff. Not excited about that. Cavern is important in this matchup. Cut Radiant Fountain for it. I don't feel like Gaia's Blessing is gonna help, but I do think this member is gonna help. Afro Judge. Sander, is that you? Hell yeah, dude. Thank you for the follow. Crypt plus Cage makes Karn very good next turn. Yeah, but that's one of the things, Punt. Since we have both of them, right? We have access to both of them. Do I want to bring one of these in so I can naturally draw one of them, and then the other one I feel like I want to add a Cage to my main deck so I can naturally draw it, and then if I find one of my cards I can just minus for Tormod's Crypt and we get like a redundant copy of the effect. So I think I want to do something like this. Actually, let's cut Gracers. This cut fucking sucks. I hate these cards so much. Bring your quick, but you can. Yep, that's a good point. I was thinking of like I might find myself in a situation where I have 4 mana and I can minus Karn for an impactful card, but yeah, the Zendikar draft went live like very not so much ago. Excited about cramming some flip lands and a new blue enchantment into Claw Pact. Oh yeah, I can't wait for some good old Claw Pact action. So turn 2 Dryad. Turn 3 potentially a Titan if we find any untap land. It's pretty exciting. I'm gonna go with a basic here. My opponent could be playing Blood Moon, as we saw. When was it, yesterday or the day before, where my fetchless Storm opponent just like Blood Moon me out of nowhere on turn 2. Oh, hello. So now we can do this. Play Dryad, replay this, float mana again, bounce, cast Explore. Sure. Let's get more info. Okay. Of course, we're gonna attack with the Gracer. Wondering what we need to cut for 4 copies of Confounding Conundrum. Do you really want to be doing that? 4 copies of Confounding Conundrum? Like maybe you might be overdoing it a little bit. All right. Bold move from opponent over there. So we do 1, 2, 3. We play this. Oh, we have Vestige, right? We have Vestige, Panda. It's a list of yours, so I'm assuming that we have Vestige. Yeah, sweet. All right, so we should be good to go then. Bounce this, play this, play this. Oh yeah, we get to cast, I guess. So Vestige plus Stronghold. I guess that Amulet was a pretty solid draw, huh? Do Valakut plus, I guess, a fetch land. We cannot set up lethal. 8, this is 10. No, we can't because my opponent can just chump. Okay, they can just block the Dryad. So I guess we have to... No, we can, right? Yeah, we can. Lucky 13. I was hoping to see land in action too, but like if you have copies of the land to give me, I will play it. I am dying to play the card, but I just don't have it. So I don't know what you want me to do, Silbriator. I'm very open to alternatives. Valefor, I think it would follow. Valefor, is your name in relationship to the Final Fantasy X, like the very first Guardian Force or whatever? Maybe you got accounts. Yeah, do you want to give me $25? Because if you want to give me $25, I'll get them. I don't have $25 to waste. So first Ion. Yeah, exactly. Confounding draws a card, ATV, so it's good with your... That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. This hand is too slow. Let's try to get something better. This one has interaction. Okay. It's not a waste if it makes you win leagues. Well, it is, because I don't need the cards to win leagues. So, yes, it is a waste. I'm gonna keep this one. I think I'm just gonna bottom the field. Your friend is, which flip lands do you think go into Claw Pact? That's a real question that everybody's trying to figure out, trying to break the format. My name is from Vincent's Ultimate Weapon. Shout out to the FF lovers in stream. Nice. I do love me some Final Fantasy. I guess we have to get the Semi-Growth Chamber, huh? It is blue mana to transmute and stuff. Okay. So hopefully my opponent just does what they did on the previous 2 games and they just play a Dork on 2 so we can dismember it and then we can play the Semi-Growth. Does that change things? Does that change things? I haven't played the FF7 remake. I'm saying for the important. Yeah, I actually have not played Final Fantasy VII ever. My favorite one is Final Fantasy VIII, which I have played like 8 times or something, or 9 times or something like that. And I have it on Steam. I have it on my computer from like back in the day. I have it on PlayStation, like the original PlayStation. I have it on my PSP, PS Vita, sorry. And I think I bought it once more. I think I bought it 5 times, if I'm not mistaken. Now, would you recommend to level the legacy from 0 to hero? Just watch streamers. Watch streamers like Anurag. You can watch a bunch of legacy content on my channel as well. Particularly if you're interested in those decks. I have a lot of content on those decks. But yeah. Oh yeah, Stabs, thank you for the cheer there. Have you seen the new emotes? Can't believe yeah, exactly. There's a wife emote now. I know. Yeah, PS Vita. Actually, I think that the Vita is. I think I'm just gonna go for this member and just play a tap T West. I think the Vita is great, honestly, and they just didn't go all in on it, which is why it sucked. But I think as a console, it was pretty great. But it just doesn't have good games. So my Vita basically is filled with games that I like, nostalgia games for me, you know? Oh yeah, we can cast the Tormod script as well. That's sick. So it's just like a bunch of games that I used to love back in the day, so we can get Rod Farm here. If they had actually, you know, cared and made good games for it, I think it would have been a great console, but they didn't, so. So you're putting on the black splash instead of red. You can swap bolts for fatal pushes, maybe add Warburg and a Dread Presence for 2 for spies. I mean, you're making your deck strictly worse, in my opinion. But I mean, you can do it. You can do whatever the hell you want with Amulet, really. It's just, more often than not, you're just gonna be making your deck strictly worse. Thank you, Stabs. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the emotes turned out. That is all my friend's Ivan thing. He kind of killed it with those emotes. So next turn I can either Dryad. We can Dryad plus Karn. Or we can just Karn and we can go get Cage. Final Fantasy X. Yeah, I already have a Final Fantasy X in my Vita as well. Okay. Whoops. Should have destroyed those, I guess. I told you F6 there. My bad. Was hanging out with Chad and I told you F6 there. Lying about your wife and now your friends, so you're gonna. You were finished writing my screenplay? I don't think so. I was really excited to hear more about, you know, my what was it? My brother was the bad guy in the end. How did that go? I totally forgot. It was a great meme though. Don't tell me that not exile on these Zero Visions is going to punish me. Alright, so they just have it. Try to contribute more to your screenplay when I stop working 72 hours a week. Yeah, that's probably good. That's probably a good time. I never finished Final Fantasy X. So, let me tell you a little story. In Argentina, when you... How can I say this in a nice way? In Argentina, piracy is like the most common thing ever, okay? So like everything in Argentina is pirated. You have like actual legit stores that just will sell you like pirated deck, like illegal decks. Illegal games, sorry. Marco Cidia, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Welcome back for the 9th month. Many months. Thank you so much, Marcos. I appreciate it. But okay, so I go and I get my PlayStation 2, which is like chipped, what we call chipped, which means that it can actually run the illegal games. So I have my chipped PlayStation 2, and I go with it, and I get the Final Fantasy X game. So I level it up, I grind, because back in the day I would grind Final Fantasy games like there was no tomorrow. I just loved it. Probably gonna keep this turn 3 con. And I get to a point where I'm like, okay, sweet. I've been grinding for literal months now. Let's see what happens, and I'm ready. Let's go meet Sin. Let's go meet the final boss. And I go over there, and I go towards Sin, and I see the sequence starting, and then the sequence starts, and it freezes. And I wait, and nothing happens. Then I'm like, well, that sucks. Okay, let's try it again. So I restart, and I do it again, and again it freezes. That was a great draw, by the way. Speeds me up considerably. And then I try it again, and it freezes again, and I'm starting to freak out, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? And yeah, apparently I go to the store, they give me a new game, still doesn't matter, get to the same point, and it freezes. And then I'm like, okay, fuck this. And I just gave up on it, which made me super sad. This story doesn't end with, and this version of play. No. I could never play it. I could never actually play. I could never finish Final Fantasy X. I was super leveled up, buffed up and ready to go, and I could never face the final boss. It really is the saddest timeline. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, if this were any other bounce lands, I would take this, but it isn't, so I think I'm gonna take a cavern instead. That doesn't make me happy though. Damn, we're really whiffing out here. We out here whiffing hard. Blitzball, yeah, I started playing the game again on my PS Vita, and I got to the point where I'm playing Blitzball. Oh, that's true. I actually played the whole game again, and I played it quickly, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I just wanna go face the final boss. So I do that, and I play the game very quickly. I never level up, and then I finally get to the final boss, and then I realize that there's no way in hell that I'm ever beating that guy. But this time around, what happened is I didn't save before going into the final boss, so I can never go back to level up and get like the items and stuff that I need to beat the final boss, so I basically can never beat it. So yeah, my experience with Final Fantasy X has been rough. goes TBR. So they probably have a second TBR in hand, so they're trying to set up lethal over 2 turns. But if we find the Titan, we just win. Not a Titan. But yeah, I started playing the game again the last time that I went to Argentina. But I haven't been able to finish it yet. Titan. Okay, Grixis Shadow. We want Cavern. Do we really just want Cavern? Is it just Cavern that we want? I definitely don't want another Karn. Zendikars? No, I couldn't get them, Poseidon. What is the best kind of choripan with chimichurri, Dark Saga? Choripan with chimichurri is insane. Usually the card I cut is Ghost Quarter, but there's no Ghost Quarter here, so makes things a little bit tougher. Godus already has, yeah, but they don't have the ones that I need, so it's, I mean, if I don't get the ones that I need, then like it doesn't really work, you know. I'm just gonna cut a Snow Forest. What do I need? I need a Turn Timber Symbiosis, 3 or 4 copies. And then I need Sky Cleave Apparition. Sounds good. At least 2 copies. Yeah, I looked already. Like I looked multiple times, and they're out of stock of all the stuff that I care about. Trust me, if I could, and it didn't cost me $25, I would be streaming the cards that I want to be playing. Like, it's not that I don't want to to test the cards. It's not like I'm thinking, oh yeah, fuck those new cards. Who cares about them anyway? Like, I actually want to test them, but I asked on Twitter and stuff, and nobody could help me out, so. I think I'm gonna YOLO this. Gonna risk this. Sweet. But we have to develop our mana there. Like the chances of the Dryad surviving are very close to nothing, so I have to make sure that I'm developing my mana. Everyone is buying Turn Timber for the virtual deck as well. Yep. Really go to Argentina and ski and mountain bike while drinking wine and eating asado. I mean, that sounds like a great plan, but probably drinking wine while mountain biking and skiing sounds a little bit dangerous. So I would probably recommend against that one. But everything else sounds great. Yes, I strongly recommend all of the stuff that you just mentioned. Go for the Throat. That's a removal spell that you can play that's modern legal. One, two, three. Yeah, I'm gonna transmute here for some respect. Make sure we don't get got by Thoughtseize. Maybe not exactly at the same time. Yeah, okay, that sounds better. Yeah. Remember, Chad, when we had 2 threats in hand? Those were the times. We have the option there of, what is this? What is that thing? We have the option there of getting explosives as well. I think I like getting Worm Coil better. Might get this Disdainful Stroke there. We don't. Braided. It's one of the places I'm supposed to hit on my deployment. Nice. Well, we just take this, right? Sweet. All right, bring it in. All right, so they have a second one. Cool. So we trade here. They don't know about my Carmel Vestige, so if they have an answer to this Death Touch Worm, we're gonna be in trouble probably. Trying opponent play Karn, then search for Spyglass and name Karn. Nice. That's how scared they were. So this is white mana, which combined with Vestige is gonna give me mana to Stronghold. I don't want to trade with Angler. This is worse against TBR, but if they had TBR, they would have already used it last turn, so just gonna chill here for a second. Now we have lethal with any of these. Snap would be pretty annoying, actually. That's great, though. I think we have to go for it. Like, it's probably not getting better for us. So if they have a removal spell, we're kind of fucked here. But if they had a removal spell, they would have already used it, and they would have started attacking, so... I think this is okay. Bees within is like defensible. That's about it. I suspect that my opponent's hand there was like 2 Aether Gusts and a Disdainful Stroke or something like that, and didn't really work out for them. Fortunately that this is just not a keepable hand. This is, we're gonna get Thoughtseize and it's gonna suck, but we have Cavern, which is nice. If they simply pass the turn, I think I'm going to not do anything. Okay, now I am going to do anything because it prevents them from... If they stub this, then they can't Thought Scour. Waiting for server. That's weird. So let's name Giant. Chuck Liliana. That's a card. Bounce land. Okay, sweet. So now we do this. Now we do this. Play Triad, and we can play Karn, and we have 1 mana left. What do you get? Is it your first list Karn? I already talked about that, Sorider. Talked about that at the beginning of the stream, and I also posted about it on Twitter. So I recommend you check it out there. I'm just gonna go get the worm. Just gonna play explosives for 1, I think. Next turn we can worm. Turn Timber Symbiosis. Actually, maybe I should have minused for something. Okay, no, this is fine. Three. Let's go with worm. And because they have Lily, I guess I'm just gonna bounce the forest here. Face match mill? No, we haven't really faced any mill. And this, yeah, it's basically like playing around it. Sure. It's really nice, actually. I was supposed to attack Liliana as well. They don't suck bubble. Interesting. So we have any shadows covered with the explosives. It's unfortunate. Red, white, double strike, 2-turn clock. So now we have 2 lethal threats. And we have a Titan in hand as well. So any land off the top is also good games. Going on their own terms. I respect it. Two on one. Not bad, not bad. Just getting warmed up. Losing to Storm, which is just a miserable matchup, so. Those gusts just rotting in opponent's hand, yeah, for real. Yeah, the Shadow deck looks so impressive sometimes, and some other times it's just like, what are you doing? I am very surprised to see Liliana for them. That's a tech that kind of died years ago. I hadn't seen Liliana in a Shadow deck in probably years ago. Just, I mean, it's cool, but I don't know. Seems like it's not doing the Shadow thing. Sounds great. It feels like Shadow, it's a deck that wants to use its cards instead of discard them. So this is probably black-red prowess, I would say. Maybe red-white. GG's, Eggy. Yeah, I was interested to see the Lilianas there. I had not seen Lilianas in Shadow in forever. Okay, so this is just like probably John's Shadow, maybe 4-color Shadow, but without playing Street Wraiths, I guess. Okay, unless they have Decay from Amulet, I'm gonna be in good shape. Goifo, we can beat Goifo. Hell yeah, we can beat Goifo. I'm playing the T-West here in case my opponent has like a call against command. They blow up my amulet. I can still Transmute next turn if I need to. I don't think I'm gonna be Transmuted next turn. I'm probably gonna be playing another Dryad anyway, but I mean, I'm just leaving myself for more options. If they don't answer either of these, we can Titan them and win next turn, but I'm assuming that they're gonna answer either one of them. Civ Spear. I'm not blocking. Took a Shadow Fiber from a week or two ago, but I've been really liking her. Okay, it's cool. We might die here, but I don't think that... I don't think that blocking really helps my chances, so... Death Shadow. Oh, hello. Do I want to hold a bounce in hand? I think so. Yeah, I think so. Because it allows me to lethal my opponent next turn. This turn. I guess it doesn't really change anything. Just back in. Alright, so John Shadow Aggro. This is the kind of matchup where I'm not particularly excited about Card Great Creator. Too greedy, John. Too greedy. You were so close. You also skipped one. Calculate like there's any line to lose the game there. You had a chat filter set. Why are you not a mod on my channel? There you go. Fix that. You not being a mod here is almost disrespectful, I would even say. I'm still trying to figure out what I want here. I think I like this member because it's kind of bad though. Maybe the worm. Maybe the worm. Definitely not sold on the worm. Let's go with that. Punt is gonna come here and it's gonna scream at me with regret the day you modded me. Well, whenever I want to, I can just head mod you, so the risk seems very low. The current deck to beat all the filthy Belcher net deckers. I know, yeah, so many Belcher net deckers. Someone afraid of Mill, yeah. Well, I think that Mill for the first time ever has a shot at being an actual tier deck. So this is not very good. This is a lot better. So we're gonna keep this. Bottom Dryad. Who play versus Mill right now? Yeah, I mean they have 8 crabs. Their deck is finally good, right? That is the kind of piece that Mill has been missing for, I mean, since the beginning of the modern format, right? So they finally got it. I understand people being excited. What? Well, I regret everything now. Rip Steplings, we hardly knew ya. That's kind of hot, actually. Now you can just play straight up John. You don't need to splash white for like Nakaddle and like nonsense cards. You just play you know, the colors that you want to play and that's it. It's pretty hot. Mill seems to thrive when nobody has any cards against it. It seems super easy to beat with Gaia's Blessing or Shuffle Eldrazi. Yeah, they can play around it with that kind of effect for sure. Yeah, so it's not that clear cut really. Okay, so this is a turn 4 Wormcoil if I don't draw anything. If I find a bounce land, which I think I'm gonna find. If I get a second amulet, that potentially allows me to worm next turn. So I think I get second amulet here. It's tempting to get the bounce land there because that's a guaranteed worm, but we still have a guaranteed worm on turn 4 regardless. So by getting the amulet there, I'm allowing myself the option to get lucky and be able to worm on this next turn. Black. Pog! Alright, opponent, I see ya. I see ya, opponent. Inquisition. They still have Lurrus. Well, this is a forced block, so Just make the block. That means that we're not just dead here. Also, they could have TBR and we just lose. They do have TBR and we just lose. Brutal. Wow. Wow. They used every single card in their hand. 2020. That's funny. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in Beast Within. I definitely don't like Ballista, even after seeing that guy, the one-drop guy. Also, all the matches that we played today seem awful. What did we beat game 1? What was the first match against? Oh yeah, 8-Rack. Okay, yeah, 8-Rack sounds like a great matchup, but like both Grixis Shadows, Storm, this thing, like all of these sound awful for us. Turn 1, EE for 1. Go. What was the loss? Storm. We lost to Storm, as it's customary. Magic spin is Circle of Doom in the bottom left. Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird. I honestly wonder why. Like, what's the point? When have we ever needed that? When has any MTGO player ever needed that, is my question. There's no way they have Damping Sphere. I'm not playing around it. I'm no coward. This is not a coward stream. Okay, these we can beat. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that they're doing so many things, right? There are so many things that need to be done. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be doing stuff. I'm saying that there are so many things that need to be done. Why are we wasting time and resources on doing things that don't matter? Is my question. Alright, so I think this turn I'm just gonna pass. If my opponent has it, I'm going to die. And if they don't have it, we're going to win. No blocks. Wait, what? That is extremely odd sequencing. That is a fine topic. I will take it. We can double Titan here, so this should be game over. Well, I have to figure out the best way though. So a bounce land is for 6 plus 4. It means yeah, this is fine. Killing my opponent in spectacular fashion. When one Titan is not enough, the second one will do. Titanfall is great, but god have I missed these lines. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. You're never familiar with how government organization works? Yeah, but it's not a government organization. That's my point. Like they actually care about providing a product that people want to buy because they make profit from it. So it's not like government work where they just don't think that it matters. Number 1 top songs to listen when playing Titan. The one I just sang. Great stuff. I love that song. What do you think of Mystic Forge in this list? Why would you ever play Mystic Forge in this list? Torben Stephens, thank you for the follow. No line that gives us a Titan this turn, but we're setting up a Titan for next turn. We're playing against Storm again? Because that kind of sucks. Are you for Titanfall in? So many business opportunity with this Samuel. Like, I know, Shauna, I know. I'm missing out on so much value. So much value left behind. Let's just bounce this and replay this. So this game is over. Stronghold Vestige. I have to say the client feels a little bit faster. Is that just me? It feels that way? Because it kind of feels like it's a little bit faster. Gonna get a Mystery Forest. Pew, pew. Used to watch you in 2018, but I took it from other. That new follower Valerie serious. Oh yeah, they're active. Yeah, things have changed in the past 2 years. Welcome back. Happy to see you here. So I have literally no idea what I'm playing against. The problems of killing your opponent too quickly. Am I right? First world problems, but I think I'm assuming Storm again. It could be electro balance, it could be all sorts of nonsense. I think I'm going to assume Storm. I think I'm going to assume Storm. Opinion here is the form seems like a card with a lot of potential. Why? Is the question. Like, what issues is it fixing? Like, why would we care? It's a double red card, right? So there's definitely a pretty steep cost to playing it. So whatever upside you're getting must be something that you cannot get any other way, and that is worth having. So keeping those things into account, go. Sell me on it, because I don't think it's good. But I'm always down to have my mind made up. Changed up, sorry. I don't think my opponent's in prowess. I don't think prowess can never keep a hand that goes turn 1, Serum Visions, turn 2, tap land, go. So it has to be a combo deck or a control deck. Those are the only things that I'm looking at. Do you think a Lurrus skill rate has the word land in it? So it must be. You think New Ultra deck is a mirror competitive? It's probably too early to evaluate, but I think it's going to be very good. Like, I was watching Magus when he was playing that. He was playing his list, which I thought that was a very, very good first attempt at the deck, by the way. But I was watching him while he was streaming, and the list looked very good. Like, very, very good. Storm doesn't play many opts. It does play like 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. No, I mean, I have changed my mind about many different things after I heard arguments that I considered to be good. But I'm always against anybody like showing up and saying, "Oh yeah, let's. Why don't you try out this card?" Or like, "Why is this card seems good?" It's just like those kind of arguments don't really do anything for me, right? Like that, we're not really doing a conversation or anything like that. So like, it's a matter of like, let's have a discussion, right? Like, why would you want to play that? What are you trying to fix? What does that help? That kind of stuff, you know. So we're just here. It was Storm after all, so we cybered it properly. And Matt coming back with a tier 1 sub for the 7th month now. Thank you so much for the support, man. Appreciate it. Is there a once upon a time command? I don't know. I think you can look at the list of commands, if I'm not mistaken. Is this deterministic? I think it's not deterministic unless they have it already. So if we've been like, they need to have another ritual in hand. Okay, so they did have another ritual. So I think now it is deterministic. Yes. If you can pay X more than the amount of lands you got, seems to me that has potential with Amulet and bounce land, but yes, I think the double rate is really difficult. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my point. And like, there's only like, every card that you put in your deck has an opportunity cost, right? Like, so every card that you are playing, if you want to play that card, you're cutting another card. So the card that you're bringing in needs to be better for what you want to do than the card that you're cutting. Okay, so now it is deterministic. So that is the kind of discussions that I want to engage in. I don't care about people telling me like, this card is good, so like, why don't you play it? It's just like, why would I play it? Like, give me a reason to play it. And I think that, yeah, I think that that's the kind of healthy discussion that I'm excited about getting into. But YOLO? Nah. This is better. We're probably bottom... The Dryad? Yeah, I think so. So turn 1 we're gonna fetch Misty fetch, get a forest. Next turn we can play Amulet plus Explore. We've played against Storm twice in the same league. This is kind of weird. Like, why would Storm be good again? Why are people playing Storm again? The wife emote, yeah. Good stuff. So Azusa is basically like skipping a draw step, which is sad. Feels bad, man. The good thing is that we have it. Yeah, we have Titan mana next turn if my opponent taps out. So if we top deck a Titan, we're actually going to be in fine shape. Okay, so my opponent has the dude. So, well, that doesn't do anything. Just get to cast. Do I even... Well, now I have to, but like, honestly, it's not... I'm not sold that it's correct to have played this Azusa. Just listen to the cyber. Uh-oh, is Mill over the place with a new 1-drop? We don't know, but we are prepared for it. I assume so. At least the Tormo script makes their kill a little bit tougher. Is Dryad plus Valakut the recent more lesser skin pair? Just I always felt like the best card in the deck way back when. Yeah, Dryad is very good, Dorman. Like real good. That sucks. That's a pretty bad draw. I mean, it's a redraw, but it can be remanded and it just messes everything up. That sucks. I'm giving my opponent perfect info here, but like, what am I? I'm not really representing anything, right? Like everything that I would play, I would just play. Like if I had interaction, if I could kill their Baral, I would just kill it. I wouldn't be holding on to anything. So if they have a Braid on end step for the Tormo script and they just go off with gifts, that sucks. So we're definitely beating the Morphos. And I guess we've been the Piff. You were seeing on the stream again? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be in a Desperate Ritual. The problem is that they can... Yeah, let's do that. Because they can, with the passive flames in the stack, they can like play a bunch of rituals and stuff. But I mean, we have to crack here because that's enough to kill us. Yeah, this is what I was explaining earlier. And that's the problem with giving them passive flames, right? You're opening yourself up to this. But it's, I mean, it's okay. Like, we kept a hand that was good. We had multiple outs to winning. If we ever find a prime time at any one of those turns, we just win. Because we can set up lethal thanks to Sandhome and Bordos Garrison. But we whiff, so it's okay. My opponent is very slow, and I'm over this game, so I'm just gonna concede. All right, sweet. We went 3-2. Only loss was to Storm twice, so it's not the worst. The Storm matchup seems very, very bad. It always is bad, but this list is particularly weak to it. It seems like there's no real plan. Moving back to Sunshine, yeah, that's a pretty nice way of putting it. But yeah, this list is Pond and Wine's list, and he is a fan of Sandhome, so we have it here. Anyway, we're gonna play another league, so fear not. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for checking out the video. I will see you in the next stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and take care. Bye bye.